May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio podcast. I'm DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, preserving the legacy of Shunryu Suzuki and those whose paths crossed his, and anything else that comes to mind. And this is the latter. It's another presentation of Life in Bali, where we take a break from all that Zen nonsense. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable and free from economic hardship and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. Today's guest is Arek King. And that music you heard is music he did that was, the soundtrack for a performance art piece in Poland. He titled it Wake Up. And I think I'll throw a little bit more of it. It's only 2 minutes and 10 seconds long. I'll throw a little bit more of it in here and there. And he did movie music and probably TV music and performance music and that sort of stuff in Poland. So look, let's get right to him, all right? Well, you won't hear any phone ringing because what happened was we had trouble connecting. Why? Oh, yeah. And at this point, I go off on a 12-minute report on vital information about what's happening here with me and mine before we get into talking to Arek, and that'll be just after 15 minutes into the podcast. Because I don't have any Wi-Fi upstairs. Well, I do have Wi-Fi upstairs, but it's coming from downstairs. The Wi-Fi upstairs, I'm hoping Untung will be here tomorrow to fix that, or CBN or something, because it's wireless, I don't know what you call it. It just picks up the Wi-Fi from downstairs and it makes it strong again. And that's what I work with up here. Maybe it's a repeater or extender. But when CBN came and fixed the broken cable and did something with my stuff, where my equipment where it comes in, I lost that upstairs and I'm not sure what happened. So anyway, that's why we were having some trouble. It kept disconnecting, and but then we were okay. So let's see what else is happening here in Bali. Well, one thing is there was an Al Jazeera report on the COVID-19 in Indonesia, and it said Java and Bali were the worst in Indonesia. Now, I didn't realize that. I thought Bali was doing better than most of the other places. But, with Indonesia, I think it's a matter of reporting. I mean, I would think the reporting here in Bali would be better. But I don't really know. Anyway, they're getting about 400 cases here a day. Positives reported. So that's like about 400 times 80 is like 32,000. So, the reason I say 32,000 is if you multiply it by 80, you can compare it to America. But, it's just what's being reported, so I don't know. Anyway, we're being careful. But we do get out, and we have, God, it's Grand Central here sometimes. I'll tell you, we get so many deliveries. I mean, just tiny little things. Delivery very, very cheap. So, Katrinka's friend Alice will send a thumb drive over with some uh, film she wants or series she wants Katrinka to watch. Or, we get organic produce and eggs and orders from Amazon and Tokopedia. Toko means store in Indonesia, and so Tokopedia is like the local Amazon. And I don't know, all sorts of stuff. There's, our housekeeper and drivers and gardener and the guy who brings the coconut water. I mean, sometimes there'll be 5 people here, and they're all wearing masks, and we wear masks, but we're, I guess you could say we're isolated, and we get out too. Man, there's nobody at the beach. It's just unbelievable because, the hotels, there were a couple of hotels that were taking guests, mainly Indonesian guests, but they're not doing that now either. And even when they were, there was hardly anybody there. I'll go down there to swim, and I can see like a couple of 100 yards in one way and maybe 150 in the other. And maybe I'll see 4 or 5 people. Might be just kids playing. There's be a few locals up. They have a little stand in the beach. Just some tables they put up and selling little things to people. There's mainly locals. Every once in a while a foreigner. And their Genius is open. We got to get over there. It's right here on the beach. It's a really nice place. God, we haven't been there in a month or so. But it's nice to go there, bring the laptop, and do a little swimming, have a little something to eat, and sit and work on a computer. But anyway, so there's a lot of activity. Then the sink faucet went out, and Modique came and fixed it. And then the front gate, it's on rollers. It's on like steel rollers. And oh God, it was getting impossible. And Yoman kept oiling it and greasing it. And he said he had to kick the roller back. It was broken. Well, Modique looked at it, and it never occurred to me to ask him because he's a plumber and electrician. He said, "Oh, you need new rollers. I can fix that." Oh, God. So he came yesterday, and he and Rohim, he's one of the people who works with him, fixed it. Oh, and now the gate, you can just roll it back and forth. It's sort of big, it's like, I don't know, 10 feet long and how tall? 7 feet tall. And it's got vertical wood slats, and that's hardwood, and so it's a heavy thing. So, God, it was getting, we were going to be trapped in here. We couldn't open it, so now it just slides back and forth. Oh, great. I wish that roofer would come. I mean, he's waiting for it to dry a little, because we got a pretty, we got some leaks I'd really like to get fixed. And on the health front, I hurt my heel. At first, I thought it was plantar fasciitis coming back. I had that pretty bad about 22 years ago, 1999. I remember I had it when I went to Germany to Richard Baker and Marie-Louise von Baden's wedding. And I didn't know what it was then, but I had a cane. I looked rather dapper. I mean, people thought I was faking it because I could run upstairs. But that's because I didn't hit my heel on the stairs. But then a doctor told me it was plantar fasciitis and said, hey, all I need is the right insoles and to stop working standing up. I did crooked cucumbers standing up, and a great deal of thank you and okay too. I'd been standing up for at least 5 years working like Ernest Hemingway did, hoping a little of that would rub off on me. I like his simplicity, but I don't have his idea of being a good writer. I mean, he'd rewrite and rewrite and rewrite just one paragraph. I do a little of that, but mainly I just want to get the message down and move on. But it is good to say things with as few words as possible. And editors are very helpful. I have some very good people who've been really good at that, made it look like I was better than I am at doing that. Anyway, but plantar fasciitis, I think it's when the pad on the bottom of the foot starts tearing off, mainly at the heel, and it gets separated, and it happens to athletes, to runners and stuff, and it tends to correct itself. But the foot doctor, the podiatrist, told me, look, just get the right insoles. You don't need to do any of the exercises or anything, and the more you walk, the better. Standing bad, walking good. And that was true. So, God, man, I just recently I got to where my heel was hurting me, and it was really hard to walk. And I have to wear, like padded sandals with arch support inside the house now. But I finally decided it wasn't plantar fasciitis. It's a bruised heel. I remember we had a guy at Green Gulch with a bruised heel, and it was a workman's comp thing. Boy, and I remember learning then that a bruised heel can take a long time to heal, to repair itself. So, so like yesterday, we went to the beach. I wore tennis shoes, and I carried a little backpack. Wore tennis shoes to the beach. And then, I went swimming. I was in the sand, so I carried some sandals, good sandals with good arch support, like flip-flops, but really good ones, and they're not cheap. You get them in America. I carried them in a little tiny backpack, so I put on the way back, I wear them because, I'm not going to clean and dry my feet before I walk back, and I didn't want to put them in the tennis shoes like that. So that worked all right. And I'm just getting ready to go have lunch with Monea and somebody he wants me to meet, a woman here. Maybe she's American. She's been here a long time. She's a diver, married to a Balinese, I think. Having some trouble with that. In an Indian restaurant, he's treating. That's great. So I'm going to walk there. It's about, from here to there, it's about 30 minutes. No, so I'm going to wear my tennis shoes. Monea, he's the American who he was the first Life in Bali guest, but also he was a Zen monk with Philip Kapleau, and then he was 7 years in a Burmese Myanmar monastery, and he's been living here for about 6 years, and going back and spending 3 months in Theravada monastery is a little, but it's so hard on him, he's just, I'm going to be 76 in like 10 days, and he's just a year younger than me. I tell him, don't do that, stop doing that. It's too hard on you. And he's like very, very careful about what he eats and all that. And he's like super vegan, and he should stop doing that. But anyway, he likes this Indian food, so we're all going to lunch. And through Monea, I met Arek, who is our guest. And we're going to go right into Arek now. And this is after connecting with him and, disconnecting and all that. So we're sort of starting, uh, without an introduction because we've already said hi a few times. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So, um, so what have you been doing all your life? I want to hear.
Okay, So anyways, when I was teenager, I fell in love in music. So I that was my that was my passion. So I I became a music producer. So I started to compose the music and work with some publishers and companies in Poland to produce and compose the music for local artists, musicians, and advertisement, theater, cinema, movies, something like that. So it was my my job for I think 25 years, 25 years, and
Oh, is that right? So, were you were
yeah,
doing like music for movies and?
yeah. That's right, correct. So that's it was my job, but and I used to live in Poland, and like half and half. I stayed in Poland like 5 months from May to September, well, when the weather is good, and then I always go back to Bali, and yeah, actually now I took a long break because I felt a little bit I don't know tired with this job. I wanted to try something different, or just take more time for myself to do the things that I always wanted to do, to practice my yoga, my cooking classes, meditation, all those things that just just makes me just make me feel good,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was like 10 years ago, and I just decided to take a short break, but it's still I'm still on the short break. But I did play the music. I did the music. That's my biggest passion. So I'm I'm not so far away from the music. I play every day, and
What do you play?
but
What do you
not for
play?
money. Sorry.
What do you play? What instrument?
Oh, I play guitar. I play some piano, and yeah, I like I'm like I would say melody maker, not composer. It's more like a melody maker,
Uh huh.
and yeah, I like it. That's my passion. So
Yeah. Um, I get into going to mostly Jazz Brew to hear
um,
Indra
sorry,
Lesmana.
David, the connection is so bad, so I I can't hear you.
Okay, let me call you
Um,
back. I'm going to call you back on another connection.
Okay. Hello.
All right,
It's
here
gonna
we
be
are.
better.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, better, much better.
this is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
better connect. This is I'm using my iPhone as the I don't know what you would call
Oh,
it.
regular line. You mean?
No, I'm using it. I'm talking to you on Skype through the. Yeah, I guess it
Oh,
gets the internet.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'm using the data. You know, when we buy Pulsa, and we buy data.
Yeah,
So I'm going
data
through the
for
data
Skype.
now and not
Right.
through my Wi-Fi, uh,
Yeah.
because uh, because they screwed up my Wi-Fi on the second floor, and that's where
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
studio is.
That's
Ha ha. So
that's right. All right, all right.
So what we were talking about, Indra Lesmana. You know who he is?
Uh, I don't know.
Oh, he's a great jazz.
Hello,
Huh?
Ingrid. Could you
Indra.
repeat? Because you know.
Indra.
Oh, Indra Lesmana. Indra Lesmana, of course. Indra Lesmana. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Indra Lesmana? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He lives in Sanur. I know his. He's a very famous jazzman from Indonesia. I couldn't hear you. That's why I thought, oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah. Indra Lesmana, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
He's
know
a very nice guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he was playing. You know, where they were having this great jam every Friday night. Great jazz musicians. Uh,
Yeah, in the Jazz Cafe on Tamblingan Street. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The it's called Mostly Jazz Brew.
Brew. Yeah, yeah. I know this place, and I've been there many times, and I enjoy listening to
Yeah.
the music there, and very nice place, very good place, nice vibes, and the great music, the great musicians, really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I've been to his school too. Katrinka and I went and visited
Yeah,
him at his school, which I don't know where it is. It's it's in. It might still be in Sonora. It's in Denpasar. It's further out. It's a little east.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
I just thought, what sort of music do you play?
Um, um actually I like world music, some kind of folk music, world music from African music, or of course Indonesian music, Sundanese, Japanese, and I try to mix it everything and make some some kind of a new sound. But definitely I'm inspired by folk music, some
Yeah.
ethnic music, I would say, even ethnic
Yeah.
music.
Do you have any that I could hear? Do you have it recorded?
um yeah, I have many recordings, but from the past last like I said, last 8 9 years, I took a break, and I play music, but I don't do the recordings. I don't do the recordings. I play with my friends, and I I try to do that, and I'm ready to do recordings, but anyways, I'm in the, I would say, Indonesian mood. The time is okay. Let's do it tomorrow. Okay, next week. All right. That's okay. All right. So we were talking with my friends, with my Indonesian friends. We play music together, and we talk about recordings. I don't know, for 6 years, maybe 5 years. So we still. I think I hope it will happen, but like I
Well,
said,
are
that's the
you
Indonesian mood.
are you playing these days?
You mean these days?
Are
Sorry,
you
I
playing
I couldn't.
recently? Have you played recently with your friends?
Oh, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, of course. We play like regularly, like once. once a week.
Where?
We play. Usually we play at my friend's house in Ubud.
Oh,
So this is very nice, very nice, beautiful place, and we play music together there. And there's just full equipment and everything, and so so this is some kind of I would say home jamming, home
yeah.
jamming.
Oh, I'd be interested in
Yeah, yeah,
hearing it. Hey, what do you have something uh, recorded digitally that you could send me, like
yeah.
today? You
Sure.
could send me
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
I will
yeah. I can
include
send you
it.
some recording. Yeah,
I will
yeah,
include it
yeah,
with
yeah.
the podcast.
Oh, all right, all right. So this is the I gonna choose some recordings for you. Of course, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
Good, 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 good.
yeah.
Say, well, so how long have you been in Indonesia? Because I heard you were here when you were 4,
Yeah,
but when did you
yeah,
come
yeah.
back to live?
Um, uh, you know, 10 years ago, I got back to Indonesia just for good, just for good. Just last 10 years, I'm here permanently. So maybe once a year I get back to Poland just for like a vacation, like
Yeah,
one month.
yeah,
Last I would say last 10 years I'm permanently in Indonesia.
and you were in Poland before then. Uh-huh. And it,
Yes, yes, yes. I
hmm
used to work in Poland. Yeah.
and so what have you been doing for 10 years? And you've been in Bali this whole time?
Yes, exactly. In Sanur on Tesari Street.
Right.
you know,
I'm.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
I know
just
you
like
live like 5 minutes from me, and I don't even know. Oh yeah, I know where you
yeah,
live. Monet has pointed it out, but we just
yeah,
recently met. We just met, like a few,
yeah,
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't know
yeah.
how we missed each other.
I
Uh,
don't know because I know that you live in Bali for like 20 years, something like
no,
that.
no, no,
That because
7 years.
oh 7 years. All right, all right, all right. 7 years. So it's a pretty long time, and yeah, but yeah, and this is small village, but maybe yeah, we just missed each other.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and I immediately
Yeah, that's fine.
asked you if you'd be a guest on a podcast because
Yeah.
because you're Indonesian and your English is really good, and I knew you'd be interesting. So what have you been doing here for 10 years?
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. But the I'm just I'm just happy to be here. I would say like that. But anyways, seriously, I practice yoga every day. I swim every day. I do I do meditation. I run every day.
Oh, you run at
I
night.
walk.
You run at night on the
Yes,
beach.
yeah, 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 yes, exactly.
That is
Yeah,
very
I run at 9. Yeah,
very cool. Very cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it so much. Nobody's there, and empty path, and you just run in the darkness with the sound of the ocean on the right side, and it's very magical. So yeah, so that's what I do. I do things that um, that make me feel good. Just
Yeah. You
I,
run on
I I
the
just do what I
sand
like
or
to
do you
do.
run on the walkway?
On the walkway, yeah, yeah. I run on the walkway because I run like usually 10 kilometers. So yeah, for me it's a pretty long
How
distance,
many meters?
but
How many meters?
10 kilometers. 10 kilometers. Usually
Whoa,
that's my
that's like
distance.
you run all the way down to Sindhu.
Yeah, and back.
Oh, well, you know how long that takes me? I mean, we used to live down near Sindhu, and a little
Yeah, yeah,
further,
yeah.
Sagara, you know
Yeah.
Sagara.
Oh, Sagara Village. Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and then back up where the soccer field is, uh,
Yeah.
on that little street, Wira, Jalan Wira, uh, back in
Oh,
there.
okay. I know, I know.
Yeah,
I know where is it. Okay, so you used to live there.
yeah, with your homestay, with your homestay. We were there 3 years, and
Okay, yeah,
right
yeah.
by but we weren't down at Widget's house. We were in the apartments right next to the hotel. Was it Bali Warma? Yeah, and
Uh,
so
Bali Warma.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, all right. So walking from our apartment there to here took me an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
And, and you
So
run all the way down there and back, everything. My God, man, you're in good shape.
no, because I have a lot of time. I have so much free time to spend. So that's why you asked me what's my activities in Bali. So from 10 years. So this is the one part of my of uh, of my daily routine. So, anyways, I run like not every day, but 3 times a week I run, and three
Yeah,
times a week I walk.
oh, well, you don't walk all the way to down to Sindhu, do
Yeah,
you?
the same distance. I walk from Tusari to Sindhu and back.
How
So
long does
and
that take you? How long does that take you?
oh, when I walk, it's like 1.5 hours because I walk, I walk slowly, just 1.5 hour
That's
walk
well, that's
to.
1.5 hours from here to there and back. I couldn't do it. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I can walk
Yeah,
down there and back, but it would take
yeah,
me. I think I could do it with just to Sindhu and back.
yeah,
I think to Sorry, I mean back to the beach here.
yeah,
A little. It would take me a little over an hour and a half. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah,
It'd probably take me 2 hours. But anyway, that's
yeah,
good. That's good. You do both those things. Hey, well, what about
yeah.
dogs? What time are you running? You running at 10
Oh,
o'clock or 9 or
about 8, something like that.
8?
About 8. I'm
What
running at
about
about 8.
dogs? Because we'll
Yeah,
walk quite a ways
yeah.
down there, and the dogs are okay, but uh,
Always barking, like a dog.
yeah,
but
but that's all, huh?
anyways, yeah, they are friendly. Now they are friendly, but because I noticed that after many years they already know me. They already
Yeah,
know me that even I in they stopped barking. Sometimes maybe some new dog uh
yeah,
barking, but they know me. Oh yeah, they think this guy who's running running every
yeah.
night, so isn't interesting for them.
Uh, do you know about uh, a dog being poisoned down by the Hyatt recently?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah,
What do
yeah,
you know about
yeah.
that? Got disconnected at this point, called him back. And then we talked about, he asked me what I do and what the podcasts are about. So you already know most of that. So I come back in and then one day a week, I do a podcast called Life in Bali. And I just talk to somebody who lives here
Oh,
or
who lives here?
Indonesia. Uh, and just, uh, because nobody knows anything about Indonesia. And
Yeah,
everything that gets out is all travel stuff where very idealized pictures of
yeah,
dances and ceremonies or political environmental reporting. So it's really good
yeah,
just to hear
exactly.
normal people doing
Normal
normal
people.
things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
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 Yeah, you're
I
right.
do foreigners, Boulay, and but mainly I do Indonesians, and I've done a number whose English is just barely passable.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah. Of course.
it's life in Bali. Now I was asking you
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the dogs.
That's very interesting. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
So there were
Oh,
dogs
what about the
poisoned.
dogs? What about the dogs?
Well, there were a whole bunch of dogs that had gathered because of the pandemic. There's all sorts of dogs have been were released from people leaving and stuff, and were living on the beach. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, we had a number of them right here on Mertasari Beach. There's not that many. There was like about 15 living there, and
The
right
the
now
dogs
there's
dying. They dying hungry. So many dogs dying hungry here. So that's the worst thing. I don't know if you know, because even in the front of my place, I found I found I found two dead dogs last 1 week. Last 1 week.
uh-huh.
So that's a real problem now in Bali, because dogs dying hungry. The dogs dying hungry, and this is that's yeah,
Well,
that's not good, definitely.
yeah, but they get poisoned also.
Oh, the poison, you mean?
Yeah, you always have to be careful here if you've got a
Yeah,
dog about it eating poison.
yeah,
I have very good friends who were
yeah, yeah.
walking their dog and it ate something and died right away, right in front of them. Uh, so
Oh,
we're
yeah, I've heard about it, because so many people, they don't like barking dogs. Yeah,
Yeah, right. And also there were those guys who go around. It's not happening much. I used to hear about it.
yeah,
Go around on the motor scooters and poison dogs, and then take them for dog meat for airway. Uh,
yeah.
but anyway, there were dogs poisoned in front of the Bali Hyatt and Biwa. No, not Biwa. Bawa. The
But what?
Bali Animal Welfare Associations, and they came in and dealt with
Yeah, yeah,
in front
yeah.
of the Hyatt Hotel. I mean, in front of the Hyatt, because there were like 20 dogs in front of it living on the beach.
20 dogs poisoned.
No, no, there were just a few dogs
Oh,
poisoned, but
okay.
they don't know what happened to all of them. There's a lot of
Yeah,
them gone. But I just wanted to know what you had to say about
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I know. That's what I know. That many dogs dying hungry, and this is a fact.
Yeah.
And like you said, the bad thing is, because so many people, they don't like barking dogs. Like, if you have some dogs in the front of five stars hotel, or in the front of a villa, and like in Bali we have free range dogs, and they are everywhere and then moving, and so yeah, it's that's a fact that the dogs, I mean, can be poisoned, and yeah, what's what to do? That's this this is definitely the bad thing about this, uh, about the dogs, because so many people, they don't like dogs. There's so many people in hotel, in villas, they 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 complain for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They can't sleep. They don't like it. They don't like dogs. So, and then in Bali we have so many dogs. You
Yeah.
know, so many dogs in Bali everywhere, and but so many tourists, and they don't like it. So I can imagine that the hotels, or villas owners, they can do they can do so such a disgusting thing, like poison the dogs.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. Katrinka saw a
Terrible,
dog
terrible.
die of
Yeah,
poisoning just walking to the
Yeah.
beach one day. Um,
Yeah.
what about the dogs that the place where Martin uh,
Oh
stays?
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there were those dogs are still there, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. So many dogs. I think 5 dogs. 5 dogs
Is
live
anybody
there.
who's taking care of those dogs? Because the owners left, the people who were staying there just left and left the
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah. Everybody left. So two girls. One from one. I think she's uh, she's from South America. I think she's Brazilian. So she comes every 2 days and feed the dogs
Oh,
and another girl. Yeah, yeah. They
oh,
they they do this regularly. So
oh.
that's a positive thing, And so the dogs are still alive and still okay.
Well, there was somebody going down, Chamorro Beach, I guess it's called, uh, down the gang where the police uh, pondok is, uh, where we go to swim and be on the beach. There was
Yeah, 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 yeah,
there was somebody coming every day with a large amount of some sort of gruel they'd make for the dogs, and they were feeding all the
yeah,
dogs down there
yeah.
every
Still so
day.
many people feeding their dogs. Yeah, every day in many places, and um, this very very positive thing, but it's still I think we still need more people like that to want to help the dogs to survive the situation. It's a that's a hard times for not only for the dogs but for the people
Yeah,
overall for the people.
yeah,
So many local businesses collapsed and and people really got into the trouble with this situation. I mean, economic situation,
yeah,
and of course, and the dogs too. They need the help, and it's still so many good people in Bali. They feed the dogs regularly, and yeah, yeah, and then people in Bali overall they help each other in the hard situation. If you have more luck and you can help someone, they do that. And the community are very very strong here, and
yeah.
you know how it works. So they still help each other to survive. So it's a good thing here.
You, I was here in '92 for a couple of months in Ubud,
Yeah.
and the dog problem was worse.
Oh
I
yeah.
would, I would, and there were only Bali dogs then. There weren't all these different types. And
Yeah.
but I would be walking through a village or something, and I would have like 20 dogs around me, and I'd have to call people
Yeah.
to help me. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
it
Uh,
it I don't experience that. I experience individual dogs or two dogs, barking or
yeah. Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I know. I know. I had experience like that, so I understand you. Like you walk in the street and then you walk in the empty street and just in the front of you 10 dogs, 10 barking dogs. So it's you don't want what to do. Maybe I don't gonna walk this way. Maybe I gonna find another way. So it's a little bit complicated. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
if I like to walk, if I'm going someplace like that, although everywhere around here it's okay, I can get through, but there are some places where dogs will sort of bother me, and I'll have my little dog with me. I
Yeah,
might just walk with a big stick, a walking stick, and that
yeah,
takes care of it. They don't want to get, they don't want to bother me too much if I have that. but mainly
Yeah,
it's okay. Mainly it's no
yeah,
problem. Uh,
yeah. It's much better now, of course.
so, what do what do you think about the situation with trash here?
Oh, it's trash. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's. I think I would like to say something positive. So for me, from my last 10 years uh, experiences about the Bali and trashes is it's much better than before. So that I have to say that it's much better. It's much better. Was was really really bad like 10 years ago, for example. But
Uh huh.
otherwise, it's still a this is still a big problem. The biggest problem is about the trash mountain on Sarangan Island. You know this place for sure.
Yes.
And yeah, so the
You mean the
smell.
Tepea, the
Yeah,
landfill?
yeah.
Yeah.
That this smell that comes here to
Yes.
to Sanur, it's disgusting. Because so many people, I met many people here in Bali on the beach, like they they came here for a paradise, beautiful vacation with the kids. They sitting in the beautiful 5 stars hotel like Maya or I don't know. Just having a imagine just having a very very good lunch with the family and the smell of trash. So it's for them they say it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting to we are in the beautiful we have beautiful beach, beautiful hotels, very good food, amazing view. Uh, and the smell. So I think that definitely government should do something with it because this is for me that's the biggest problem here.
Well, they have dealt with it. They do deal with it. Some they'll cover it, and it doesn't come down every day. It's just sometimes.
Yeah,
And 3 years
yeah.
ago it was much worse.
It was worse. Yeah,
And
it
and
was
then
worse.
they
Definitely.
dealt with it, and then it pretty much went away. And recently I smell it every now and then, but not all the time. But it depends on which way
Not
the
all the time.
wind is blowing. But
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know the government, the local government, and the national government, they realize that, and see, there's a global trash problem. There's there's
Yeah, yeah.
big trash problem in Europe and in America and recycling. I mean, it's not being
And
handled
recycling.
well.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's not been handling well, and especially here in Bali. It's
yeah, uh, well, what kills me is that they mix all the enormous amount of yard waste of trees and cuttings and leaves.
yeah,
They mix it with like plastic and paper and
yeah.
stuff,
Everything mixing. Yeah,
and they know that
yeah,
there are people dealing with it, trying to get it to change,
yeah.
um, and I know they sincerely want to solve it. I just wanted to hear what you think about. Well, what do you think about climate change?
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely, I notice this changes when I because every year I travel. So like I said, I every year I back to Poland to meet my family and then I travel to some other parts in Europe to visit my friends to Spain, usually to Spain and Italy, and then I go to Morocco and Mali to meet my friends there. And this is my every year routine journey. And then go back to Bali. So yeah. I definitely I can notice that the changes in the in the climate. So for example, we don't have in Poland we don't have winters anymore. You know, last time I've been to Poland in in February like 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and usually in February, it's as I remember when I used to live in Poland, it was like -20. It was a normal temperature, and now it's every year, and I you know I talk to my family, and now it's like at 10 degrees,
That's 50
no
Fahrenheit.
more winter.
50
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
yeah,
10
yeah.
degrees
So
centigrade.
it's totally unusual at at
Yeah.
this time, and January, uh, and even in Bali, maybe this year the rain season is pretty it's pretty tough. Not so much, but as I remember, like 9 years ago, the rain season was very very tough. Showers every day, showers from the morning, you know, till the night. So um, anyways, that's what I want to say. That definitely, we experience uh, uh, those changes. I mean, the climate climate changes, and of course we are a part of it. We are a part of it. I mean, um, we make uh, we make those changes as well. We
Yeah.
are a part of it. So, but anyways, the I think the education about the climate changes is, yeah, this is a very very popular topic everywhere in internet in the world, but I think people don't think too much about it, and it still needs more information for the people, for even for the kids. What does it mean, climate changes, and what can we do to make it better, or to stop it, because it's very dangerous for our planet, and at the end for our life. So
Yeah.
that's a part of education. I mean, with education we can create some consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely we should do that. Like in Europe, it's much better. I noticed that teenagers, like, I have a kid, like 19 years old, and 20 years old, and they know what is the climate changes, and they know about this situation, and they heard about it, and they learn about it. But yeah, it's pretty different in Asia. So the there is problem with education here. Overall, the education, in Asia, it's a very, I would say, a luxury thing.
Yeah.
Luxury thing, because people cannot afford on it, and it's very expensive to be educated,
Yeah.
and if you are not educated, you you know it's hard to sometimes it's hard to understand what's going on,
Yeah.
what's going on around you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what is right or wrong. That's why when I still travel around the Bali, and I like staying in the villages, and just I like to feel this some kind of real Balinese vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like to see it, and then the local warung, and watch the people, and still when I see the young the teenagers like 16, 17 years old, sitting sitting at the river, and then throw out the plastic bottles to the river, like drinking like drinking Coca-Cola, and and bottle throw out to the river. I always say and come and say, hey, how are you, apa kabar? And don't do that. This plastic this plastic comes to the ocean, and then imagine then you're gonna eat the fish inside with the plastic bottle. How do you like it? And it's something like that. But anyways, I just wanted to say that
Yeah.
definitely that we need education, more education to make this place better, to make this place the better place.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, very true. When I first met you a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
you and Monea were getting some food at that little stand across from the Colonial House.
yeah,
Uh, and and I eat there sometimes. I like it. But I think you were getting
yeah,
food. Were you getting food for yourself? You were getting food for Martin, weren't you?
yes, exactly, for the margin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the first time I meet you, what I learn is that you're going way out of your way to help this poor man, Martin. Where's he from? Is he from England or Australia or
He's a English.
English?
He's a Canadian English. He's a Canadian English. He's a citizen of UK and Canada.
Oh, really? And
Yeah,
and he's very poor and lives on government assistance from UK, I guess.
yeah. That's the
And
bad thing. Yeah, the
and
government just pissed off of him.
the
Yeah.
government what?
I mean the government. You know, um, the government just doesn't care about his problem. Just I would say pissed off, but you know, it's yeah. He has a big problem with that. But anyways, he's a very talented guy. He's a very good painter, and then I like to I like his works. Maybe I don't know if you already seen his paintings, pictures, so
No, I haven't.
not yet. Oh yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very interesting, and and very beautiful. He's very creative guy. He's a little bit. Some people say that he's a mental, you know, but I don't think so. He talks a lot, of course, but anyways, he's a human, and then I think that's not a big problem. He doesn't kill the people, or I don't know. He he has some maybe maybe some problem, but anyways, I just wanted to say that everybody deserves for help, and if we can help, why not?
Well,
We
you've
can
been
do
giving
that.
him a lot of help. You've taken him to several hospitals. You made sure he was eating. He hurt his leg or something, his back. What?
Yeah. He just fell down, and then he couldn't walk, but now he can walk, and then after visit after this visit in the hospital, he get a good medication and injection, and then the good care, and he's happy again to walk, and and I'm happy that I could help him. So it's
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, and like my father, he always used to say in the uh, life life is a pleasure of giving, pleasure of giving. So try to live like that, like
Yeah.
with this philosophy, pleasure of giving. So anyways, if we can help, we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen him though. Is he living in a different place? I haven't seen him recently.
Oh yeah, he moved at the backyard of this building, because the owner Ari, he's the owner of this place, and uh, I don't know if I mentioned, because in Martin Place he hasn't got the water, as the ceiling was leaking, and that's why he got a new place,
Yeah, he had no
temporary
water.
for.
He
Yeah,
had no gas. Did he have
yeah,
electricity?
yeah. So that's
Yeah, it
pretty
was
bad, and
terrible. It was terrible. Well,
terrible. Yeah,
anyway, that's really good of you to take care of him. Because
yeah,
I find him a little difficult to relate to, but we do relate to
yeah,
him.
yeah. It's very difficult. I know.
I know if I'd stop to say hello,
Yeah, yeah,
that it will be hard for me to get away.
yeah, yeah.
But I want to
You're
see it
right.
now. You make me want to see his art. That's very good. Anyway, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Anyways, if you are, you know that the solution, if you start talk to him, and it's normal. You're gonna become tired after 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes. You just have to say, okay, I'm sorry, Martin, I have to go. Okay, see you next time.
Yeah,
Okay, bye
yeah,
bye.
yeah.
That's all.
He's
That's all. That's not so complicated.
right,
And it,
right.
and sometimes he's alone. He's really alone with he's sick. He's alone. He lives in the place. I would say sorry. The place like that's not a good place. That's not a good place. So it's some kind of I would say some kind of little compassion to just stop and say just to say a few words to him, and I see it makes him feel better. So, and it doesn't cost me a lot, just just a few minutes. So I do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all.
yeah,
And anyways, I'm an art lover. I love art. I love music, art, paintings, and and I like his works. I like his art. It's very creative, very good, very good. Yeah. So that's a story about the modeling.
I hear about there are people here, foreigners, who really need help.
Yeah,
Monea helped a German woman get out with
yeah.
that, and we introduced Monea to our visa agent, who's very generous guy. Have you
Oh
met
yeah,
him, Made Dharmayasa?
yeah. Mother Mayasa. Yeah. I know this guy because he helped me with my guitars last time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
very nice
great.
guy. He's a very nice, and I know this German girl. I still honestly I have a contact to her because I met her before Biku helped her to get out from here,
Yeah,
and she at this time she hadn't time she hadn't uh place to stay, and I found a place for her and just next to me for 1 week. So I know her.
yeah,
I know her. She yeah
yeah. Well, from my day,
Laura.
he
Yeah.
helps people in trouble, foreigners,
Yeah.
get out of the country who've overstayed and stuff, and
Yeah.
they have to pay enormous amounts of money and fines, and he helps
Yeah.
get it reduced. I've seen him spend his own money to help people, uh,
Yeah.
and oh, yeah, he's an awfully nice guy. Uh,
Yeah. He's a very nice guy. Very very nice guy. I like him. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
He's a very good guy.
yeah,
Father Dormayasa.
yeah. What do you think it's going to be like in Bali? Uh, do you think we're ever going to be able to open up again?
Wow, I don't know. This is very important for me because I'm waiting for my friends, my family, my my wife to come here, and I hope now that I it's locked down till 8th of February, but I think they're gonna extend it. So I don't have any predictions, so for that.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I don't know what was really 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 I don't know. I would love to 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 meet my family, my friends, but now it's impossible, and I don't know if it's gonna be possible and when.
oh,
So
it will. It will.
yeah,
It's going to change. It's going to change. And there'll be people will get uh, vaccinations, and
yeah,
that'll help a great deal. Uh,
yeah, that's a great deal.
uh, that we'll see. I don't know how good the vaccine they have here is, but uh, it's going to get better. Uh,
Yeah,
so we'll see. Um, it's been very
yeah,
peaceful. It's been very peaceful though, uh,
yeah, yeah.
and
That's right. That's what I like as well.
yeah, and people here have been very cooperative with the government, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. They work with the government. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
not like
definitely it
America
is.
where people are fighting each other over it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or in Europe, yeah, yeah. It's
Or in Europe
uh,
too, yeah. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah, I'm worried that the individualism of America and Europe and uh, the sort of ideas of freedom and liberty and individualism might not be
yeah,
good for survival in the long run. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
the cooperation is more important in this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I mean, there have been studies that show that communities that the better they cooperate, the better they survive in
Yeah,
difficult
yeah,
times.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Then yeah, individualism, like you said, it in this time is yeah, that's not a so good thing, and sometimes it uh makes people get into the trouble. So
yeah. And I'd like to thank you for being such a good friend of Manea's.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, that's a pleasure. We are swimming partners, so we swim on almost today, and then and we share some I I mean I hope some good point of view for a life, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's all, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, okay. Well, hey, thanks a lot for talking with me, and
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
sure we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, of course, we are neighbors, so
Yeah,
we we are neighbors, so we can talk at any time. So yeah, so thank you for invitation, and then it was it was nice to be part of your podcast.
Yeah, well, it was great having you. Great having you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
okay, hey, what's your family name? What's your last name?
Uh, my last name is King, King.
Oh, King. Wow, very,
Yeah, yeah.
very
That's very
Western.
that's typical Sumatran last name.
It, it,
Yeah, yeah,
it,
but
is that actually a Sumatran name?
uh, no, I don't think so. But anyways, that's my that's my surname. So
Yeah. Do they have family names in Sumatra?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You mean my family in
Well,
Sumatra?
they don't have family names in Bali, and they don't have family
Yeah,
names in a lot of Java either.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Anyways, in Sumatra, some people have, some don't. But anyways, we have.
all right.
We have. Yeah, yeah.
So
That's the story.
now how's your first name pronounced? I mean, I call you Arek, but I think Manaya calls you Eric.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's Eric. It's like a So my full name is Arcadius Arcadius Hamid King, and but most of my friends just call me Arek. It's Arek,
Yeah,
Arek. So
yeah.
yeah, so
Hey,
it's easier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to ask you one other thing. Uh, but is your father Muslim?
Yes, yes, yes. My father is Muslim, and was Muslim because my father just passed away. The few weeks ago.
Oh my God, your father died a few weeks ago?
Few weeks ago for coronavirus, and then this is my
Oh, I didn't know
very
that.
very sad story. Yeah, yeah. I know. I didn't tell you, but anyways, but yeah, that's that's true. So just few weeks ago for
Oh, I'm
coronavirus,
sorry.
yeah, that's okay. This is the time. Just we cannot predict what's gonna happen in our life. But anyways, my father was 80, 70, and yeah, and he was ready for that. He was ready for that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was always he
Wow.
used to talk about the life and death like a death is a part of our life. So we have to work on it to be ready for that, and then yeah, that's his words.
Yeah.
So
And where was
yeah,
he?
but anyways,
W-
that's I'm very sad about the situation,
Oh
of course,
yeah.
but
Was he in Sumatra?
no, in Bandung. He used to live in Bandung, in mountains west of Java.
Yeah.
So he moved there, and
And you went there recently, right?
yeah, yeah, I've been there like yeah, yeah, 3 weeks ago, and yeah, to say goodbye, but it was yeah, it was very very sad story. But anyways, like my father used to say, the show must go on. He always said like that.
Uh-huh.
Show must go on with you or without you.
Ah.
so
Oh.
so he was really um, you know he was really ready, and yeah, was
Oh.
really ready for that. So
Well, uh well, that's very
but
sad.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that's very sad. But anyways, we can talk about it next time,
Yeah.
David, and I will tell you more about this maybe situation in because I spent a lot of time in a corona hospital in Bandung, and it, it was really kind of scary. So many people dying there, and
Oh, tell me
you know,
now. Tell me now.
when my yeah, just in a few sentences, but when my father died, they told me we have a 6 hours for funeral, so hurry up, and it was so crazy. I've been there with my younger brother, and we had 6 hours, and the cemetery was in the middle of nowhere in the mountain, and and we had and we had a funeral at 10 p.m. in the at night, and it was raining. Just just me and my younger brother, and four guys in these white uniforms. Yeah, it was very 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 sad. But anyway, so many people dying, and then I uh, I've seen so many crying people in this hospital everywhere, sitting on the floor and crying, just because
Hmm.
just lose his family and mothers, fathers, and brothers, and yeah, it was very 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 sad, and like I said, the regulations are like that. You after somebody after pass away, you have a 6 hours for a funeral. So it makes you feel really really crazy with this situation, and
Hmm. Yeah.
anyways, yeah, anyways, that's part of samsara, I would say, to uh, live in that, and we are still in this circle, I would say. But yeah, yeah. So when you experience a situation like that, you um, experience situation like death. I mean, uh, definitely you become, I mean, a more conscious about the time, and then you can realize that time is the most important value in our life, I think,
Hmm.
and it's good to keep the really good quality of the lifetime, because it passes so fast, that
Yeah.
passes so fast. So, yeah. Anyways, David, thank you so much one more time for inviting me for the podcast, and I hope see you soon somewhere
Yeah.
on the street.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. Yes, indeed. It was really good talking to you. I'm very sorry to hear about your
yeah,
father. You know, what they say here is what? Turut
yeah.
berduka cita. Is that right?
Can you repeat?
Isn't it? What is it? Turut berduka cita.
Turuk berduka cita. Berduka cita.
Berduka
Tur-
cita.
Berduka cita. Berduka cita. Yeah, that's um, um, um
Condolences.
yeah, that's correct. Berduka cita. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, David, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Yeah, for the time, and like I said, yeah, see you somewhere around. We
Yeah.
are neighbors.
And send me that music now.
Yeah. Just send me an email, and
Uh,
I will send you a music in the next 20 minutes, something like that.
I will do it right now. Thank you very much. Take
Okay.
care.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you very much, Arek. Appreciate your joining us. I'm very sad to hear about your father. Uh, yeah, it was a podcast with a sad ending, but Arek will he will he will heal, and I'm sure he'll be grieving a while, and I sympathize. So after the farewell, we're going to hear more of Arek's music. Uh, this one is called Sakral, and it is also something that was used as the soundtrack for a performance piece. This has been a Cuke Audio podcast. I'm DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sanur with Dogged Bandita, Feline Cuchita, and dear lovely Katrinka. We're wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.